The Virginia National Guard will not violate Second Amendment rights of citizens or obey orders that violate the Constitution. This has been verified by Brian of High Impact Vlogs YouTube channel, who called the command center to ask questions. Brian is one of my personal favorites, so check him out in the link below. The following is the audio portion of his video where he calls the command center of the Virginia National Guard. Not only did the commander tell him that no order has been given, but if it was, the Guard would not comply with an unconstitutional order. The Guardsman also admitted that with a total of 8,000 troops, not all of whom are field trained, against 2 million people, even the National Guard, with all resources available, would be vastly outnumbered. So despite what the despots and the gilded echelons of tyrannical government might fantasize about, a snowball's fight in Dante's Inferno is much more likely to happen. This is Brian of High Impact Vlogs and his lovely wife. Subscribe to his channel. It is awesome.
Joint Operations Center, Sergeant Allen. How may I help you, sir, ma'am?
Hey, Sergeant Allen. I'd like to know if is there a commanding officer I could speak to about a pressing matter?
What kind of a matter, sir?
There's a lot of news reports saying that the Virginia National Guard. This is I've called the right number, right? Is this the Virginia National Guard?
It is. It's our operations center, sir.
There's news articles going around saying that the Virginia National Guard may be used by Virginia lawmakers to enforce gun laws. Do you know anything about that?
Unfortunately, sir, far more than I wish. Not to make light of it, sir, there's been no such order given, and honestly, the vast majority of this is blown up over speculation. There is no order. The governor hasn't ordered any such thing. Yes, we respond to the governor, not to the lawmakers. But somebody said some things that opened a can of worms that honestly has no basis in fact.
Is that the statement by Representative Donald McCutcheon? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. Yes. Which spawned much of the speculation of the Virginia National Guard deploying to seize guns and enforce laws. There's been no such order like that given, sir.
Part of the concern of the public is if such an order was given, would the Virginia National Guard stand by their oath and protect and defend the Constitution, specifically the Second Amendment?
If such an order were to be given and it was found to be an illegal, unconstitutional order, we would not support that.
And what is the general? By the way, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for talking with me, because
No problem. No problem.
there are so many people that I'm in contact with that are very, very concerned that the National Guard, specifically there in Virginia, will be used to take away, the rights of people to keep and bear arms.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not downplaying anyone's concerns to that. But as social media is putting out, and a lot of people are talking about, it's a done given thing that this is going to happen, and that's not the case.
So with the people that you're in contact with in the Virginia National Guard, do you see a majority? I mean, I know it's hard to say, but are there a majority of people in the National Guard who will stand by their oath and protect the Second Amendment?
Everyone I personally know would stand by their oath, and our oath is to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Virginia. And then it goes down to the governor, the president, the governor, etc. So would these people take their oath seriously? Absolutely.
And that right there is where people are really, really concerned, is that if you guys do honor your oath, then they've pretty much got nothing to worry about. So that was the main reason for my call, just to put people's minds at ease. I have a YouTube channel called High Impact Vlogs, and I'm in contact with a lot of people, and there's a lot of people out there that are just, they're worried sick that, because you've with this story, you've also heard about the Second Amendment sanctuary counties, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the threat from McCutcheon was, hey, we don't care what these law enforcers are doing. If push comes to shove, we're going to call out the Virginia National Guard and have them enforce our laws on the law enforcers, and that's what people are pretty much up in arms about.
And if that situation were to arise, they would have legitimate reason to be upset. But I think so having watched most of this over this weekend, et cetera, and how do I cross the line between what I'm doing in uniform versus what I'm doing as a private citizen? Let me say that I'm well aware of a lot of those movements and those comments, and that a lot of people are speculating way worse than it would be. Should any order like that be given, it would obviously be reviewed down to the last, dot on the piece of paper for legality, because we will not break our oath, and we will not enforce an illegal, immoral, or unethical order. That's a given. As a service member, that's part of that oath. So right now, as I've told my own coworkers, there's bills presented. They haven't gone to committee. They haven't gone to the floor. They haven't been passed. They haven't been signed, and they haven't gone through the challenge in court. Which that's exactly what's going to happen. The ink won't be dry before they're challenged, which is good. That's the way it should work. But would the National Guard enforce an illegal, unconstitutional order? The answer to that is no.
So the bottom line, because a lot of people are asking me, well, what's the bottom line of the conversation? The bottom line is, for you guys, at least as far as you're concerned, shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed. No matter who tells you to go against that order, you're going to stand by your oath.
You have to stand by your oath, or why are you wearing this uniform? Absolutely, sir. You can put that as a bottom line. We will not enforce an illegal or unconstitutional order.
Okay. Hey, I really...
But
go ahead.
Again, I gotta say, the official line is there is no such order at this time.
Right.
So that's the big thing. But would we enforce an unconstitutional order? No, we would not.
And you understand the concern of, the potential for martial law, right?
Oh, quite. Yes.
Okay.
We do. And as we can both agree on this one, that is a very nasty subject. But be honest with you, 8,000 guardsmen, 2 million people. Really?
Is that how many National Guardsmen are in Virginia? 8,000?
Give or take at any given time, counting deployments and the like, about 8,000 people. And you can imagine, not all these are combat troops, and the likelihood of such an order being given for anything like that, the most we do is riot suppression. That's a civil law enforcement thing. Charlottesville, as an example. To deploy troops on the street to do something like that? No. And that's practically speaking. And I'm talking as me right now. The answer is no. Will we stand by our oath? Absolutely.
Okay, and just so we're clear, from the Washington Examiner, that quote by McCutcheon is, quote, "I'm not the governor, but the governor may have to nationalize the National Guard to, quote, enforce the law." Is that the quote you were thinking about from McCutcheon?
Yeah, that's the quote.
Okay.
That's the quote. Yeah, did he say that? Yep. Was that a smart thing to say? Nope. And then he immediately caveats it with, well, but, I'm not the governor.
Yeah. He said...
The governor's given no such order. Yeah.
Right. All right, man. Hey, yeah. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for talking with me. And what was your name again?
It's Sergeant Allen.
Okay, Sergeant Allen. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem, sir. You have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye.
All righty. Bye-bye.
So you see, all of the concern that has been bandied about, including by a great citizen journalist, Patriot nurse, that I featured on my last video, link below, the fear of military forces confiscating weapons is purely smoke being blown up your ass by traitors in government who would like nothing better than for the public to believe it. Besides, If 6,000 troops of the Virginia National Guard were to be ordered to confiscate weapons, a vast majority would refuse those orders. They would be violating the rights of their family and neighbors, and the Posse Comitatus Act forbids the use of active-duty military to act as a police force against citizens. And such a thing would have to be ordered by the President of the United States, and that ain't happening. What is likely to happen, however, is that Patriot rage will boil over if such laws are put on the books, and a few globalist Nazi politicians are likely to be arrested by the citizen militia for treason and dealt with as common law dictates. They'll get our guns, all right. Bullets first. Please subscribe to our backup channels, Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel, BitChute.com/net4Truth USA, and drop.space/@Net4Truth USA. We fly so close to the target, we are on our 5th fighter jet. We will be relentless and persistent until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/net4truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.